You know, I have this in a family member, which basically I have a like family together, right? Which basically we eat together with my family cousin, which I can feel like I judge them like so badly. It is because all of them, like their father, their mother, their child, all of them was like fat. No offense to them, but kind of like judge to them. And the reason it is because they eat a lot of carbohydrates. My reason it is because 1 gram of carbohydrates, w- 1 gram of glycogen store 3 grams of water, which basically glycogen is a. I want to keep it simple. So when you're eating carbohydrates, you're eating bread, pasta, potatoes, which is very high in carbohydrates. When you're eating them, you your body will utilize it and will broken down to glucose. And glucose can be used for energy, which basically if we have a excess glucose, it will store in our muscle and also in our liver, which basically for the future use. For example, in the future, you don't have any energy left. Your body is like using the glycogen convert the glucose so that your body have a energy. So that's the glycogen. But the problem is that is 1 gram of glycogen store 3 grams of water weight, which basically is not optimal and it's not like first it's not optimal for your health and second it will make your face bloated too, which basically it will cause like water retention. As you want to know that if you want to have a lean face, you don't want like puffy face, you have to reduce carbohydrates intake. It is because first is glycogen issue. The second is when you eat a lot of like carbohydrates, it will spike your blood sugar. So basically you're eating bread and you will spike your blood sugar, but after that when the blood sugar is spiked or so high, which basically is so toxic to our body, that's why our body is kind of like smart to suppress it down, which basically our pancreas organ, our organ called pancreas, will produce insulin hormone. The purpose of the insulin hormone to suppress the blood sugar. It is because we don't want high amount of blood sugar in our body. It is because it can cause like glycation, which basically when you like consuming a lot of like carbohydrates, especially like refined carbohydrate, it will spike your blood sugar and it will glycate in your tissue. The meaning of glycation is it will bind the protein in your blood and make you aging faster. So basically, if you care about your youthful skin, whatever it is, literally it will make you aging faster. It is because it's still protein in your blood, and also at the same time, the the glycating also can bind the collagen, which basically will have a weaker bone. At the same time, you will stiffness on your joint, which basically is not optimal either. There's no reason for doing that. So literally, carbs aren't essential at all. It is because our body can create our own glucose, which basically we when you are like fat burning state, ketone state, you will like have this excess product or waste product, which basically we have three fatty acids. Those are used. Then we have glycerol, and glycerol can convert to glucose, which basically around like 4 grams of glucose for our entire body, which basically is sufficient for our entire body. Only 4 grams of glucose without causing like blood sugar spike, which can cause glycation. Advanced glycation ends product AGEs. I mean that's it. There's no and also in fact that carbohydrates aren't like essential, aren't like nutrients. One is not essential, two is not like a nutrients at all. The carbohydrates doesn't fit the macronutrients. Literally. Macronutrients only has two, which basically protein and fat. That's only macronutrient. There's no carbohydrates. It is because the definition of nutrients specifically the it nourish to our body and also it's like require. So basically the definition of nutrients is it our body needs it? Is it carbohydrate needed? No, our body can make our own glucose through glucogenesis process. And is it essential? Is it beneficial? Having a high carbs diet is not beneficial because it can cause glycation. So there's no reason for doing that. I mean, there's a lot of like issue. People say carbohydrate is priority, is essential, but the thing is not essential, it's not optimal. So there's no beneficial, they are not essential. So there's no point eating carbohydrates. And also it can make you aging faster, have a weaker bone in the long term. I mean, a lot of like fruits, a lot of like foods that are high in carbohydrates has a lot of like anti-nutrients. For example, rice has phytic acids, which are mineral magnet. It strips away your heme iron, magnesium, sodium, and all the minerals. And other like something like, and also rice also full of arsenics. Other like plants like bread has lectins which can disrupt your gut, which can contribute to leaky gut. I mean that's it. Literally all you need is just like ruminant animals, flesh and fat. Other than that, it's not essential. Like carbohydrates, it's not essential at all, and it's not optimal for humans' health. I mean that's it. Hopes you enjoy this video. Thanks for watching.